Hi, my name is Davin Reid. I'm from Gibson's, British Columbia, Canada. My travels have taken me all over North America, and I've learned all about different ingredients, the people that cook it, and all sorts of different types of cuisine. In 2010, I graduated from Culinary Arts school. I ended up learning a lot about dairy and how it was put together and how you can make it into all sorts of different meals. I became really interested in cheese making, so much so that I worked in an Italian pizza making restaurant for about 6 months in Gibson's, British Columbia. I've been very excited about what I've been finding in Hanoi, and I'm going to be going to all sorts of different types of restaurants and trying all sorts of different types of dairy products and cheeses, mixed with all sorts of different delicious ingredients and different types of meals. So come on, let's go check it out. Everybody seems to like cheese, and with the number of varieties available, there is certainly something to appeal to everyone. All cheese is made from animal milk, either cows, goats, or sheep's, and is either fresh or ripened. Fresh, unripened cheese include cottage, cream, and ricotta. Ripened cheese is classified according to texture. Soft cheeses such as feta, brie, and camembert have been ripened for a short time. Hard cheeses are ripened for various lengths of time and range from semi-hard to hard. They include cheddar, Gouda, Munster, Parmesan, and Romano. Blue cheeses are ripened by green molds and include Gorgonzola, Roquefort, and Stilton. Cheese can be used in a wide variety of culinary dishes, such as main course from Western cuisine to Asian fusion, soup and salad, and desserts. There is sure to be something suitable for everyone's tastes.
There's no drinks and food without the experience of cheese. Whether it's going to be a pizza, or it's going to be a dessert, or it's going to be, I don't know, just having a glass of wine, it's always part of that experience. And I think cheese really complements each nice course that you have. The experience with the food and the cheese is so unique, I think. You cannot really appreciate food if you cannot really appreciate cheese.
Đối với người Việt Nam ấy, thì nếu mà ăn các cái loại phô mai mà như kiểu blue cheese thì nó sẽ hơi khó ăn. Với mình thì mình thích các cái loại phô mai mà nó hơi creamy một chút. Ví dụ như là cái camembert chẳng hạn, hoặc là các cái loại phô mai mà như là cheddar. Có thể ăn không uống với rượu vang, với một ly champagne rất là hợp. Ở nhà thì với trẻ con thì mình thường hay chế biến với các loại như là khoai tây với phô mai, hoặc là các cái loại mí ý với phô mai, hoặc là các loại bánh phô mai chẳng hạn.
Quality cheese making is taken with great care when it's being made in all sorts of different parts of the world, and the Spanish are no exception to this. They typically eat cheese with every meal of the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and even with desserts. Now at our next restaurant here, we're going to be showing some of their most excellent Western and Spanish fusion cuisine. I'm really excited to check it out. Let's do it. Pincho is a Spanish-styled restaurant. However, diners can enjoy the flavor of Western cuisine here rather than only Spanish specialty tapas. Diving into raclette, a type of Swiss cheese, this restaurant offers various cheesy recipes. From simply a plate of cold cuts to rich and yummy short ribs or ribeye steak with cheese. So this afternoon, we're going to be trying two excellent dishes that they have here. On my left here, this is a ribeye steak that will be having a raclette drizzle over top of it. And on our right here, we have a cheesy baked short ribs. So diving in here, opening up, wow, look at that. All the different colors and all the different vegetables, and that Now for this particular meal, they have the cheese baked at the bottom with the short ribs baked right into the middle of it. And this is accompanied with a basil garnish on top and also with different types of nuts and seeds. So let's just dive in here and have a taste. Absolutely delicious. Also with the pesto and the cheese, coats the meat just perfectly when it hits your palate. Now let's try a piece of the bread here with it. This nicely baked bread that they have in their oven. So for our next meal, we're going to be trying the ribeye steak with a nice raclette drizzle over top of it. And so now raclette is served with raclette. It's melted and it's poured over all sorts of different types of food. In Europe and stuff, they can also do a nice pour over with lots of different other types of cheeses. But today, we're going to be trying it with raclette cheese here. Yeah, so a nice pull from the back, and as we can see here, going over top, and this is the best part of the cheese right here. Oh, excellent. There we go there. As we can see here, the top of the burnt cheese is flipped over, exposing all the really nice melted raclette over the top here. Like this, we have a piece of our ribeye steak here. Now we're going to be taking some of this raclette drizzle and putting it right on top here. Let's get a big scoop like that. Boom. Smelling very nice. Different salts and peppers with the meats and the cheeses. Let's try it. Very, very tasty. The nice pepperness of the steak itself complements very nicely with the melted cheese going into all the nice cracks, all the nice pieces of the meat itself. Very, very excellent. Many of restaurants in Vietnam serve their diners with imported cheese. However, homemade cheese using local ingredients is now offering cheese lovers with fresh yet creamy bites of cheese. Pizza 4Ps, a Japanese Italian pizza-style brand, has been making its own cheese in Dalat City from local milk to deliver to its customers from farm to table. Opening its cheese-making factory since 2011, the brand now produces about 400 servings of 8 types of cheese every day. From burrata, mozzarella, camembert, blue cheese to raclette, scamorza, ricotta, and mascarpone. So we've seen some excellent restaurants that have done all sorts of different things with cheeses. But there's one type of food that wouldn't be anything without this ingredient, and that food is pizza. At this restaurant, they make all of their cheeses in-house in Dalat. This is to ensure a unique flavor and absolute freshness. This is a combination of Western meets Japanese-style cuisine. So, I'd like to talk to the co-manager here about it, and yeah, so for this particular type of cheese, why did you guys start making your own type of cheese?
We have our own cheese factory in Dalat City in the south of the Vietnam. And Dalat City is the perfect place to make cheese. It's easy to available the good quality milk. the taste is so rich and smooth and freshly delivered to our cheese factory.
Right.
So in terms of this point, the Darat is a perfect place to make our own cheese.
Yeah. And why is it, did you choose for a Japanese style of cooking with these types of different dishes?
We are not aiming for just focus on the particular Italian dishes, and we input some hint of the Asian fusion style.
Right.
And as you can see on the menu, you can see the many variety of pizza, from the original one, such as margherita, to the Asian fusion style, like the sashimi pizza. Right. It's going to be more interesting.
Everything that we have in front of us looks absolutely delicious.
This is the caprese, and it's popular.
And moving on to this dish here, I see that this is a type of fondue. What types of cheeses and what do we have here, actually?
We're using many variety of cheese for this sauce, mainly from Camembert.
And with this one here, so what type of pizza do we have here?
Yes, here is our signature,
Right.
and using burrata cheese.
So after you telling me about these, it makes me really curious to try it. So I guess we could start with this one here.
Yeah.
Sweetness, but also with the savoriness, with the nice olive oil. We have the basil and the cheese here. Very, very tasty.
Yeah, I believe that you can feel the freshness from your first bite.
Exactly, because there's lots of store-bought cheeses that don't quite have that quality to them, and the homemade stuff you could certainly taste the difference with.
Yeah, the texture is very smooth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, excellent. So moving on to this one here with the fondue.
You can dip here.
Okay.
Be careful,
Hopefully
it's
we
very
don't
hot.
have it. Yeah, hopefully we don't have a spill here. Okay, let's see. Just nice. Right, here we go. Oh wow. that is really good.
Oh, very.
Very, very good, yeah. Because how many cheeses are blended in it? This is a 3-cheese blend, or 3 cheeses?
Yeah.
Very, very delicious, yeah. Nice salt and pepper on top. Moving on to this one here.
Yeah, please try.
It's fresh. That's the main thing
Yes,
about it. And the
that's
color is
right.
very nice, and the consistencies, especially with the doughs, the different meats.
We do not add any addictive to the cheese.
Cheers. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
thank
having
you.
me here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Yeah. Cheese can be used in a wide variety of culinary arts, such as main course meals, soups and salads, and even desserts and drinks. We've been invited to Pablo Cheese Tart today, and they're going to show us some of the most excellent foods that they make there. Let's check it out. Pablo is a Japanese chain bakery producing freshly baked cheese tarts. Their signature cheese tarts are known to be creamy and cheesy, yet fluffy, and not too sweet or heavy that keeps you wanting more. The delightful taste is thanks to a Japanese twist in cheese bakery. I'm going to taste a few of them just to see how they incorporate cheese with their Japanese dessert style. Hello. I think I'm going to get the cheese tart, and I'll get a slice of the cheesecake. Let's see. Oh, this one looks really good here. The classic cheese tart smoothie. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. That looks really good. Awesome. Now, desserts can be complemented extremely well after a nice main course meal. Today, we have our cheese smoothie, we have our cheese tarts. This one here, this one is matcha, this one here is chocolate, and this one here is the original. This one here, we have our original cheese tart. Now, 3 absolutely great presentation of the desserts themselves. So starting on the left here, we're gonna be starting with the original cheese tart. Let's have a bite. Now that is absolutely delicious. And the reason why is because, well, back home in North America, a lot of the types of cheesecake that we get is very, very rich and very, very dense and can be quite thin. This one is a Japanese style, so it's very airy, it's very light, but it still has that great richness of flavor without all the bulk to it. Now these ones here, let's start with the chocolate one here actually. This one absolutely looks great. Absolutely delicious as well. Now, what goes great with this one is the shell isn't a thick sugar coating. It's a nice graham cracker, nice light and fluffy flakiness to it. And with the chocolate, it's almost like a mousse type thing, but again, with the Japanese cuisine, it's nice and light and fluffy. Now, moving on to our last one here, because why not have dessert for dessert? I've never had a cheese smoothie before, so I'm very excited to try this one. Let's have a taste. This is absolutely delicious as well. Again, nice, light, and fluffy. You would think that a big, dense cheese drink, maybe at first, but then after diving into it and giving it a taste, absolutely delicious. Like I said before, main course meals can be complemented very great with a nice dessert, especially a nice cheese, light, and fluffy dessert. Last but not least, you cannot talk about cheese without talking about wine as well. Each is delicious on its own, but when you pair the two, magic can happen. Diners and sommeliers have been pairing wines and cheeses for hundreds of years. Tonight, we're going to be trying lots of different pairings of wines and these cheeses. There's going to be a ton of different kinds, so I'm very excited to do it. Let's check it out. Sweet. Hey, thanks for joining me here this evening.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming to Tannin.
Oh, excellent. So I see we have 4 plates of cheese here and a few glasses of wine.
Yeah, absolutely. So big seller at Tannin. Everybody's a big fan of having a few plates of cheese when they're coming in for a bottle of wine, whether it's with friends or just to hang out. It goes well with lots of different types. There's a huge range, as you can see, so it's pretty fun and enjoyable for all the customers.
Yeah.
This is our brie with a layer of truffle.
So as you're saying, this is the brie with the
Truffle layer in the middle.
Okay, excellent.
Here we have a camembert. So this is, blue cheese, creamy, quite a strong flavour. French cheese. This is our Parmesan Reggiano. So it's got that crumbly, that crumbly flavour. Famous Italian cheese, but it goes particularly well with a nice Italian red, for example. Goat's cheese. So you'll find a goat's cheese a bit, slightly more sour, but still very rich and creamy. So again, that will go with a nice red.
Oh, excellent. Nice.
The camembert, so we have the 2 camemberts here. So with the baked camembert with honey, so really great for sharing, but still really rich and creamy. It's got that nice melted texture that goes really well with a bottle of red.
And in terms of the texture of the cheese, different cheeses and stuff like that, would you say the more rich and creamier ones would go nicer with the white wine or the?
Again, personal preference, but with that strong creamy flavour, you probably want something a bit sharper, a bit whiter to counterbalance that strong creaminess.
Exactly.
And then the flip side, if you have this Parmesan, which is quite crumbly,
really dry,
you'll probably want a stronger red flavour to bring out the texture and the flavour in the cheese there.
That's it, man.
Help yourself, So this is a Parmesan. You probably want to have a Nero d'Avola with that, or an Italian red.
I can see what you mean about like more crumblier texture, so if more more salty. Oh yeah, a little bit crunchy as well too. No, it's super nice. Wow. I noticed you have some apple slices, some raisins, some rosemary, and some nice.
Because you've got a lot of flavors going on, right? So sometimes you want something just to cleanse your palate a little bit.
Right.
So with your wine and your cheeses, and with such a variety, it's nice to have a bit of fruit just to help you reset the palate a bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, speaking of refreshing the palate.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for showing me your restaurant and enjoying all these different cheeses with me.
You're welcome, and welcome back at Tannin anytime.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
So this evening, we tried a lot of different types of cheeses, some with really strong flavors and some that are a lot more lighter, different consistencies, you name it. So a lot of these cheeses are a lot more difficult to make at home, but I'm going to show you a recipe that you can make at home. Let's go to the kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a 2-step method on how to make cheese right in your own home. This involves 2 liters of milk, and about 6 tablespoons of vinegar. So let's get started. We don't want to scorch the milk on the bottom, so have it at a medium-high heat. That means it's just seeing the bubbles on the top, not like a roiling boil, but just nice bubbles that are coming to the top. You'll be noticing a bunch of bubbles onto the top. This is when you start adding your vinegar, 2 tablespoons at a time. Our milk is completely separated into curds and whey now. Now we can put this to the side for at least 10 to 15 minutes and let it cool down to complete the separation process. And now we want to take our cheese curds out of this pot and put it into the cheesecloth into the bowl. Make sure to drain it as much of the juices out of it as you can. Paneer cheese can be a great addition with different herbs, spices, and salads. The cheese itself can almost be like a sponge. It can absorb all sorts of different types of flavors. This can make it so while in salad, it takes on many of the fresh vegetables, tastes, and herbs, and spices, and aromas. Since the cheese itself can absorb many types of flavors, pairing it with curries and Indian spices that are already rich in taste, the cheese can tame some of these stronger spices into a more balanced type of flavor, a great addition for richer Indian cuisines.
Your last seems like all of this.
Food will delight your palate even better when being shared with friends. So bring it onto the table and enjoy every bite.